Hey guys, Gary over at Stripwell. Just wanted to today compare and contrast two products, our QCS and then this GreenEZ Strip and Clean. And they're very similar in sort of the way that they are supposed to work. They're a liquid, they're sprayed on. It's supposed to be kind of totally safe. This has no more harsh caustic chemicals. On ours we list all these things that, methylene chloride free, NMP free, benzyl alcohol free, so on and so forth. So, similar in what we're trying to do here. But I just want to compare and contrast how it actually works. So I have two drawers from a vintage dresser, and I'm going to strip one with QCS and one with GreenEZ, see how they do, and just comparison. So we'll go from there. Okay, so these are two dresser drawers from the same dresser. This one's just slightly larger than this one, but same finish. And I'm going to apply the QCS to this drawer and the GreenEZ Strip and Clean, or Clean and Strip, what was it? Strip and Clean to this drawer here. And so we're just going to give it 15-minute check-ins, but I'm going to just evenly mist this one with QCS and this one with the Strip and Clean, and just kind of go back and forth and check. I'm trying to just kind of do a nice even comparison, just to compare products. We did this with Citrus Strip, and we like to do it every once in a while just to see how QCS holds up against other options for you on the market. So we're going to go ahead and try it out. Okay, so first and foremost, some observations. Number one, the Strip and Clean has sort of a soapy, almost a Windexy kind of smell, I would say. Sort of that's the odor coming from that. It's not offensive, it's actually very mild, so that's nice, because sometimes products can have a really strong odor even if they are supposedly safe, or the odor masks something that's actually toxic. Citrus Strip, for example, there's some things in Citrus Strip that are not as healthy as consumers think, but the smell makes you believe that it's oranges, just orange juice or something like that. This has a mild odor, so it's actually odor-wise very good. It's actually more mild than QCS. QCS has a little bit more of like a stronger odor, but more of a sweet chemical odor, but not in an offensive way. It's just a different kind of odor, but both not super offensive. Okay, so about 5 minutes in, after that first coat, I just wet each one again. Both of these products, generally with the green products, keeping it wet is kind of important, and making sure that it has enough to grab in and work. So I just kind of misted both again. Gonna let that sit now and just work for the remainder of the 15 minutes. So I'll come back and check in a minute. Well, in about 13 minutes. Okay guys, I just wanted to check back in really quick. It's been we're now under 10 minutes, about 9.5 minutes left, and I just wanted to show you, I don't know if you could see it in the light, this is the QCS drawer here. It is crazing up. The Strip and Clean is not crazing up yet, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not working. Sometimes you can see some coloring here. That means that some of the color is loosening and dripping, so it could be that it's sort of dissolving the finish more than it is going to craze it up, which is sometimes what QCS does as well. So we're going to just see what happens. We're going to let it sit longer, but I did notice that this is crazing all over the drawer, and this one is not. This one's just sort of looking kind of sticky and wet, so not sure what's going on, but we'll check back in at 15 minutes. All right guys, we're approaching just the 5-minute mark as far as what time is left. Reading on the GreenEZ bottle, it did say to not let this sit on the surface for more than 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not sure. They use it in conjunction with their stripper. They have a paste, kind of a gelish stripper that you put on first, so they would use this after that. But a lot of people online have been using this just sort of as a stripper, sort of like QCS, where it's sprayed on, scrubbed, and rinsed off. So we're going to go ahead and try to scrub these. I am going to wet them both one more time, just because sometimes right before scraping, that's just good to do with any stripper. Just kind of recoat it to activate, make sure it's wet, and we'll give it a shot. All right, so first I'm going to do QCS. I'm going to just take a putty knife here, and I'm going to start from one side, and I'm just going to kind of go across and see what it does. Okay, so I'm just going to watch not to scratch the grain. I'm going to go straight across. Okay, so that took off all the finish down to the bare wood. It looks a little shiny still. That's the residue. It's almost like with mineral spirits, how it has sort of a sheen to it. That's kind of how QCS is. It'll look like there's still something maybe on the surface, but that will dry and actually be down to raw wood. So I would scrape this whole drawer and then scrub it using a little new QCS, and that'll get it nice and clean. Now I'm going to do the stripping, strip and clean by GreenEZ. Okay, so again, starting from one side, I'm going to go across and see what it does. So I can tell this is not cut through it. You can see there's almost nothing on the knife. So in that amount of time, it has not cut through. It has not cut through. Now, again, the GreenEZ products, I want to be fair. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be lopsided. The truth is they have a gel stripper, which I don't have, because our liquid formula is really kind of what we're pushing. The idea that you spray it on, it gets in all the nooks and crannies, and it works as sort of a stripper and afterwash. But you can see in the same amount of time, it's been just under 15 minutes. This is still not down to bare wood. There's still finish there for sure, and the QCS is down to bare wood. This whole drawer would strip right now. We always tell people to be patient with QCS. That's kind of, we call it the key ingredient. So, with a green product, I would trade patience and waiting a little longer for the safety and all of that. So, as far as GreenEZ goes, if it took longer and you had to wait for it more, that's I'm all for it, because it's going to help the environment and help your safety. But just as far as the timing we've given them, the 15 minutes, QCS cut right through it. It's down to bare wood. The strip and clean has not. So given more time, it may, but it hasn't yet. So just in a direct comparison, in 15 minutes, that's the difference there. What I'm going to do now is scrape both surfaces completely. And again, we're still just under 15 minutes. I'm going to scrape both surfaces completely and then scrub them. Okay, so I've gone ahead and scraped both drawers. I scraped this drawer, and you can still see some residue that I didn't wipe off yet. This one, I scraped the strip and clean. Did this, and then because it was just very wet, it wasn't really, there wasn't like chunkiness like this. I just wiped it really quick just to get the residue off. Now I'm going to mist both again with their product, so QCS and the Strip and Clean by GreenEZ, and I'm going to scrub with some steel wool and then wipe dry and just see what the final results are. Now this is a very quick test. I mean, you could give Strip and Clean, an hour and let it work, and it might work just fine with enough time. QCS, with time, works great on most finishes too. So this is just a really quick test to see what it does in that 15-minute sort of window, 15 to 30-minute window. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to use some 4-0 steel wool, pad for that drawer and a pad for this drawer. 4-0, it's the finer. I think it's 4-0. Let me just make sure on that. Let's see. Yes, it is 4-0. So this is the finest steel wool. This is more of a finishing steel wool, but we're going to go ahead and try that. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, it's hard to do with one hand, so I can't do it really on camera, but I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to go over the surfaces like this, the same way on both, and just sort of scrub all the surface. Again, there is some product I sprayed on both, so they both have some fresh product on them, and I'm just going to scrub them and then wipe them dry. So I'm going to do that for this one and do it for that one, and then wipe them off and show you the results. Okay, I figured I would just do this one a little bit too, just to show you that I am doing them the same way. I'm just going to scrub it like this, just like I did the other one. I'm going to do the whole drawer, and then what I did on the QCS drawer was then after I wipe it clean, then I sprayed a little bit more QCS on and wiped that clean to kind of give it a final after wash. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to scrub it, wipe it, spray it, and then wipe it again. And then I'll show you the final results. Okay guys, wrapping up this test. Again, this was a short test. So this was a 15-minute, I mean roughly let's say 30 minutes, because by the time I was done with it all, but a 15-minute soak and then removal and then cleaning to see kind of how they did. So this is the GreenEZ Strip and Clean, and it's a little hard to see in the camera, but there is still fully a finish on there. And I know a lot of people use this as a cleaning product prior to painting, sort of as like a prep step. But I do know a lot of you out there have tried using this as a stripper too, because it says Strip and Clean. So I know they have a gel, like a kind of a liquidy gel version that's more their stripper to use for stripping the finish off, and then you clean with this. So I don't have that product. I just tried this because a lot of you are using this because of the liquid. You like the liquid, so I wanted to test that first. Now here's the QCS. Now on this, and any little, if you see any little, I don't know if you see any little dots in the, like this in the camera, it's because it's raining, and actually it's misting, so that's actually the rain. But you can see, I don't know if I can catch it in the light, that there's a sheen over there and there's not a sheen here. This is completely down to bare wood. If it looks a little has a little bit of a sheen or any kind of a color to it that you're wondering about, that's because it's drying. But once it dries, it would be completely raw. So QCS works as the stripper to take off the finish quickly, and also it works as the afterwash. So I used both products exactly the same way in the exact same amount of time, and there's the results. So QCS is kind of a one and done product. You strip and then you kind of wash with it and get it all nice and clean. The GreenEZ Strip and Clean, I admire just the safety and health aspect of it, and the biodegradable aspect, similar things to QCS, but QCS definitely is a bit more aggressive and will get you down to that raw wood stripped level much faster, and just make it easier for you if you're looking to do that. If you're looking just to clean the wood to paint, it seems like the GreenEZ Strip and Clean works well for a lot of people, just to kind of prep the surface for a primer and paint if you're more of a furniture painter. So there's the comparison, QCS against GreenEZ Strip and Clean. I'll let you guys kind of be the final judge.